a little bit of a broad one from John around what trends do you see emerging in the side hustle space that you think people should be aware of and potentially capitalize on?
That's a good question. One thing is certainly digital products have been growing pretty considerably. So, I'm getting outreach from more and more people who've set up, Etsy printable downloads and are doing extremely well with it. Someone reached out to me this morning, actually, and they sell a credit card debt relief, one-page PDF and a budget planning PDF. And they've done almost six figures this year. And then someone else reached out who is a teacher, and he's selling basically money specific lesson plans to other, teachers who are teaching personal finance courses, in their classes. And he's also made about six figures in the past year. So digital downloads, very easy to create, very broad market. Can be saturated in certain product categories like, wedding planning and bachelorette planning and that sort of thing. But for more sub niche, topics like lessons plans for teachers or, different types of construction plans, that's a side hustle area that's growing, very, very rapidly. The other one that I'm seeing a lot of growth in is bookkeeping. Bookkeeping generally as what's interesting is as the creator economy continues to grow, what ends up happening is the side hustles that support the creator economy are just growing with it. And so bookkeepers, everyone who's got, a blog or, an online store who needs bookkeeping, there are a ton of people that are starting those types of side hustles, and they're relatively easy to start and scale, and you don't need any license at all. And they're all built around, monthly recurring revenue. So, you sign up, 25 online entrepreneurs, they're paying you, $500 to $1,000 a month, and you're doing their books largely through QuickBooks Online, which has so many different sort of automation rules that, once you get it all set up right, it's really, you can manage that account pretty easily. I mean, we're talking that you could get $500 to $1,000 a month and spend 2 to 3 hours in a month managing and reconciling that account. And obviously, for a lot of online entrepreneurs, their businesses are quite simple, but that's just something that they want to outsource. They don't want to take care of. So the bookkeeping niche is growing, very, very rapidly. Those are two that I've seen a lot of growth in. More recently, I also think that, this sort of idea of side hustle to side business, like at what point do you turn your side hustle into a sustainable business? There's certainly more conversation around that. And what I'm seeing is just an increasing interest in two things. One is just how you scale the side business by delegating and automating as much as possible. And I wrote in my newsletter this week about a book, Who Not How, which I thought is a really great read if for any entrepreneur, and it's just built around the simple premise like who can you hire to solve this problem for you instead of taking the time to figure out how to do it yourself. And I think what's happening is a lot of side hustlers, they're just doing everything, and they're working to get to a point faster where they can outsource those things that they don't want to be doing and just hire people who are experts. And then the other piece is it's really cool to see more and more people leaning on the freedom, getting freedom today, which is really what this community is about, and accelerating getting freedom today as opposed to just deferring all that freedom, into the future. And so I think there's a lot of people who historically would have kind of continue to grow and grow and grow their side businesses. More of them are just saying, okay, I have enough to do what I want to do. This is sufficient for now, which, to me is very cool to see. So those are some of the things that I'm observing.
Awesome. And